Hey folks, Coach Patrick here from Endurance Nation with your very first video podcast of 2009. My humble apologies to you for being so delayed in getting this done. Of course, I made New Year's resolutions about being in touch and doing more, and as always, something's come up, something's crazy, but it's a good thing that's come up, and it's part of what I want to talk to you about today. Endurance Nation has rolled out a free 1 month trial, what we're calling the Try Now program at Endurance Nation, and it's really changed the way that we think about our business and our members. I kind of want to talk to you about that a little bit today because it's really sort of made very clear for me a lot of things about how we run Endurance Nation and why they're so important to me and to our members. Um, uh, I talk a lot about the business of coaching, and one of the biggest things I think a coach or I should say someone who's sort of leading you needs to be able to do is to hold you accountable, to be able to kind of mentor you through a process. And I think that there's huge ethical considerations when the person who is responsible for leading you to your goals is being paid by you. So if you think about it, we look at politicians and so on, other people who we say, well, well, he was paid by the highway, company as a huge, $150,000 donation, and sure enough, the highway company got the contract. You can't draw such a straight line to an actual coaching relationship, but I think it's no different. What you see in a coaching relationship is, me as your coach, I want you to succeed. I want you to be fit. But at the end of the day, my ultimate motivation is to get paid. I need your money, and so I will, at some point in time, I will do whatever it takes to keep your money. I'll find a way to show you progress. I'll find a way to show you gains. If you need something new, even though it's not something that's my core competency, I will develop that competency, or at least tell you that I've developed it, or do my best to impart to you that I've developed it. Once again, so I can keep that money coming in. And I think that challenge, which I saw in myself from my own coaching business, I'm talking about here, when I was a one-on-one coach, is something you're not really aware of because you're so focused on the end game. And I'm not saying that the client development is not that important, but what I am saying is that from a business structure, from a business perspective, my ultimate goal, me, my family, picture of the wife here in the background, kids somewhere else, is that I need your $300 so that I can feed my family, so I can put diapers on my kids. And while I want you to be fitter and faster, at the end of the day, you're not my number one priority. And so I think what's been interesting with Endurance Nation, again, from a business perspective here, is that Rich and I are no longer beholden to individual clients. With so many people in the house, over 400 people in the house, it frees us up to do stuff that not only that we want to do or we think is better for our members, but actually I think is more impactful because I'm not beholden to you. You may not agree with what I'm saying, so we can have a very honest dialogue about what I've created. I could put something out there to you. You take it, you digest it, you spit it back out at me and say, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? I just had a 45-minute chat conversation yesterday with someone around, training on the bike threshold versus VO2 and how we could potentially improve our programs. And that's a member coming to me with honest feedback and suggestions, critiquing something I've given him, a back and forth dialogue, helping me rethink how I'm going to change my programs. And I'm not going to sell him on how I'm different. What I'm going to do inside Endurance Nation, I'm firing that dude up. He's going to help me lead a committee to develop a new generation of plans for Endurance Nation 4.0 at the end of 2009, looking into 2010. And I think that's a very critical difference in how my knowledge, how my experience develops, and how that happens inside Endurance Nation. But what does that mean for you? You're an athlete. Okay, what does this mean for you? You're kind of new to Endurance Nation. If you're new, you probably haven't even listened this far. But if you have, it reminds me of this anecdote that I heard in high school that we've all heard at some point in time. You talk about, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. I think it's really no different inside Endurance Nation. But I think, of course, as always, because this is just my personality, there's one extra step involved, and that is let's talk about performance testing as an example. Since I was talking about VO2 yesterday with this gentleman. You can read about someone who's had a VO2 test done and say, that's kind of interesting. Not Endurance Nation. You can watch a video of someone get VO2 testing done, or you can read about how to do a VO2 test, right? So I can do a VO2 test to you. I can teach you what a VO2 test means, but I can give you a space inside Endurance Nation where you can teach other people what VO2 is and what VO2 testing is. And that's the difference, right? Inside Endurance Nation, it's not that, you see a bunch of neat workouts, A, or that someone's made these workouts just for you, B, it's C, that you have these workouts, you're doing them, you're learning from them, and you're helping other people learn about the impacts of those workouts, how to implement them, how to adjust them, where to look for areas to tweak them. And that opportunity, if that fires you up, the ability to teach other people, to learn, to sift through all that information, if that fires you up, then Endurance Nation is the place for you, hands down, right? It's not for everyone. I had a call yesterday with someone who wanted me to sell him on Endurance Nation. And it was probably the most unconvincing sales call I've ever done. Because at the end of the day, I'm not selling Endurance Nation. There's over 400 other people who are selling Endurance Nation. And they're not on the call. They're online. They're in the community. Get in there. See the conversations they're having. Interact with them. Talk with them. Help discover a new topic with them. At the end of the day, being a member of Endurance Nation is in a large part sort of being part of a group on a journey. You can be at any part of your personal journey along the way. But as a group, we're all learning, getting fitter, getting faster, and we're all having fun doing it. And part of that learning, that give and that take, that the dialectic that Aristotle and all the Greek philosophers talked about, that dialectic, that give and take, that I put my idea out there, you critique it, give it back to me, I critique it, give it back to you, and we go back and forth as a group, bouncing it all around. California, Boston, Texas, Minnesota, Australia, England, all of that happening, that learning, that improvement only makes us smarter, only makes us faster, it makes our plans better. And if that's the kind of thing that kind of gets you fired up, then I'm telling you right now, stop whatever it is you're doing, come check out Endurance Nation, free 1-month trial, free 4 weeks of our plan, see what it's like, right? Which leads me to my final point for today, which is talking about the business model, the pricing structure of coaching. Because again, this is something that's just been on my mind. I want to get it out there. And I apologize, I'm only using one hand, but the other hand is holding my coffee, which is very important to me. So the pricing structure, right? We just fired up this free 1-month trial, and a lot of people said, well, what are you giving stuff away for free for a month for? It's 4 weeks of your training plan. Your training plans are 5 months long. That's 1/5 of your plan gone free. You're letting people inside your forum too. What the heck are you doing? In the old school days, in one-on-one coaching, before you could even talk to me, you had to pay $250 deposit and 1 month up front. Some coaches charge more. And for me, it was $300 up front plus the deposit. So we're talking $550 just to talk to me, right? You don't get anything from me until you pay me $550. Now inside Endurance Nation, you can get the first 4 weeks of your plan for free and talk to me for a month inside the forum before you decide to do anything. And the difference is, people talk about sort of sales, if you're into sales, pre-qualifying leads, what that means. I think the old model, the one-on-one coaching model, where you got to cough up 500 or 1,000 or whatever, that person's price point is before you get to talk to me, that pre-qualifies you as the kind of person who's willing to pay money without getting a lot of information, who's willing to pay money and sort of be beholden to someone else to deliver information and plans to you, vice what I believe the Endurance Nation model shows you, which is, hey, it's my job to create the most compelling, effective, and interesting plans out there, and a training experience for you as well. And I'm going to let you see that. And if you like that, if you participate in that vibe, if you do the workouts, see the results, and like the community and the learning, and you go through all that and you're still excited about Endurance Nation, you're going to sign up. At the end of the day, I win. Everyone else out there wins, so you get to try the plans. And if you don't like it, if the plans are cool but you don't like learning, or if the forums are cool but you don't really feel like kind of sorting through information, you just want someone to give it to you the way that you need to have it, awesome. That's fine. I have nothing against that whatsoever. But what I really think people need to think about from a business perspective in terms of coaching is that it's no longer about how high can I set that bar so very few people talk to me. That model is gone in the distributed information age of the internet. It's not what it's about at all. It's I'm pre-qualifying you as the kind of person who wants to participate in my community and help me get smarter, right? You thought it was about you, didn't you? Because it's not. It's about me. And it's about you, sort of, and about all the other 400 people who are here right now watching this video. We don't get to say anything, but one day we'll figure out a way to sort of conference in all 400 people. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that's what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the business model. So hopefully not too heavy on the information stuff. I do have more information coming up for you guys. at the end of this week around our run challenge and all the other cool things going on. But 6:30 in the morning, baby monitors beeping. I think I gotta go. That's it, guys. Thanks very much for listening. First podcast 2009. Look forward to being in touch with you guys soon. Take it easy, be safe, have fun.